The rise and fall of an ant empire. This is a queen ant, and over the next 1,000 days, she must build an empire, a thriving kingdom beneath the earth, a fortress of life. But danger lurks in the shadows. A rival colony watches her every move. If she falters, they will strike, waging war, tearing down her home and seizing her world for themselves. Everything depends on her. The first steps. In the first few days, she works tirelessly, carving out the foundation of her new nest. Below the surface, her first generation is born. Tiny workers, blind to the world, yet destined to be the backbone of her kingdom. Above ground, however, survival is not guaranteed. Rival colonies loom nearby. Competition is fierce. The queen herself will never leave the safety of her nest. Instead, she creates warriors, builders, and gatherers, each with one purpose, to serve and protect her. But the enemy has already arrived. A wild scout prowls the territory searching for weaknesses. If it returns to its colony, it will bring an army. The workers act fast. With incredible speed, they build a wall, sealing off their entrance, locking the outside world away. For now, the queen is safe. But safety is temporary, preparing for war. A war is coming, and wars are won with numbers. To grow their army, they need food. They specialize in harvesting seeds, carrying them deep underground to what can only be described as a miniature bakery. Here, the seeds are crushed and transformed into ant bread, perfect nourishment for their growing larvae. 70 days pass. A population boom surges through the colony. Their numbers swell, their future seems bright. But these young workers are weak, clumsy, inexperienced. They need more than just bread. They need sugar, and so they search. Then they find it, a glistening drop of honey. But they are not the first. A wild ant has already arrived, tasting the golden treasure. She seems alone, or so they thought. The first battle. The attack is swift. The wild ants invade, surging through the nest like a flood. The colony is overrun. I try to save as many as I can, scooping up the fallen, separating the attackers. But it's too late. The damage is done. Most of the colony does not survive. Those that do are badly wounded. But even in tragedy, these creatures show an incredible sign of respect. They bury their dead. Ants are among the few animals that recognize death. With solemn precision, the survivors build a graveyard. It is a moment that feels almost human. A second chance. They may have lost the battle, but the war, it is far from over. Despite their weakness, they must press on. Honey is still their lifeline, but this time they do not rush blindly. They act with caution. Then something incredible happens. The ants begin covering the honey with dirt, hiding it from enemy scouts. A simple yet genius strategy. Protecting the honey means protecting the queen. She is the heart of the colony, the only one who can lay eggs. If she falls, the empire crumbles, and so they survive. By day 600, their home is no longer just a nest. It is a fortress. The ultimate test. To test their defenses, I introduce 100 fruit flies. Tiny, annoying, a lot like my mother-in-law. At first, the flies hesitate. They freeze, hoping to remain unseen. Then one makes a run for it, and another, and another. Most never make it. The colony proves itself, swift, merciless, precise. Yet some flies escape. And where do they go? Straight into the enemy's domain. The rival colony grows. The wild ants have been growing too, spreading beyond my windowsill, beyond my control. My pets, not a fan of their new roommates, but none of that matters now, because what happens next changes everything. The war has begun. The final stand. The wild colony attacks in full force, swarming the nest. They breach the underground tunnels. They are after one thing, the queen. The workers act fast, dragging her deeper into the nest and shielding her with their bodies. Above ground, the battle rages on. A worker is left behind, locked in a desperate struggle to break free. But the enemy is ruthless. They move beyond the workers. They target the larvae, one by one. The future of the colony is erased. 1,000 days have led to this moment. The queen built an empire. But will it fall? Something remarkable happens in the last fight with their queen's life on the line. The colony refuses to flee. Instead, they turn to fight. They rally, swarming in waves, pushing back against the invaders. Even my pet joins the battle, a small but mighty ally in the chaos. And then, the enemy retreats. The war is over. The wild colony never returns. The empire stands. This is the story of survival, of resilience, and of a queen who would never surrender. Want to see more? Check out this next video and I'll see you there. Hey, Auntie, how you doing?